Hello everybody, and welcome to Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. This is going to be a Let's Play on the PC, and I'm going to showcase all the bosses and all the areas, and especially the new content that has been added in the Prepare to Die edition. So let's just start up a new game and create a character. Oh man, I didn't think of a name. I'm just gonna call him Rob. Rob is a decent name. If you're called Rob, kudos to you, man. Cool name. Okay, and in Dark Souls, as well as in Demon Souls, it is notable that the class which you choose during the character selection actually does not affect what kind of style of gameplay you choose throughout the game. You can change it every time, and you can actually balance your character as you play. So I don't really care about who I choose. It's just mainly going to determine what kind of gameplay I'm going to have in maybe the first hour until I find the set or weapon or item I want to use for the rest of the game. I'm just going to start as a pyromancer actually, because they start at a level 1, so then I can decide on my own what kind of stats I want to push further, because for example a warrior or a knight start at a much higher level, so upgrading a level will cost even more souls. Okay, the gift is kind of important. You can choose few handy items. The master key is actually very useful, as it opens many doors and walkways for which you would otherwise need to buy the master key in the game or find an appropriate key. I think the pendant actually does nothing. The tiny being's key, I thought it would give you more HP. Well, apparently it recovers your HP. The old witch's ring you can use to trigger some dialogue for some random Covenant NPC, but I might go into detail on that much later, but we're just gonna start with the master key. Physique, I like to go with average. It's actually not very important what your physique and face look like, because most of the time you're either gonna be wearing giant fucking armor, so you can't see your face or body anyways, and most of the time you don't want to see your face and body because you're going to be hollow, and that means you're going to be fucking ugly. You're going to be like a rotten dude, really an undead guy. And by the way, this character creation is quite intriguing. Everyone's pretty grim and sad, and the suit is Asian. And then there's just this smiling black guy all around happy, but well, I think I'm just gonna go with this dude. Hair, well, I don't fucking care. I think I've never seen my character's hair throughout any of my playthroughs. Never. Or at least I didn't notice. Okay, so here we go. Pyromancer, master key. This can only be great.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. first of the day. The Witch of Asylum and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. The scales betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
Epic cutscene is epic.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Oh, look at him. He's so ugly. Okay, so we're in the Undead Asylum, which is pretty much the tutorial area for Dark Souls. And I think this is pretty much what we're gonna do in this episode. Okay, so I'm playing this on a PC, on a laptop actually, and you might hear my laptop roaring in rage because he has to run so many applications in the game. I hope you don't mind. Well, what I was going to say is we're playing this on a PC, but since the PC port for this game, which was highly demanded after it only being released on Xbox and PS3, this port is very, very shitty. I have to say that I've never seen something like this being sold on Steam or anywhere else actually. It is fucking unplayable, man. I have no words. I couldn't get it to run, and the mouse acceleration was fucking awful. I couldn't handle it. So I'm playing on a gamepad, Xbox 360 gamepad, to be quite honest. And it's running well. It's running like it would on the Xbox or the PS3. And yeah, well, okay. The mechanics for this game are pretty much this is the third-person fighting game, and actually the combat is very, very right on, very direct, and you have to be quite fast, and you have to know your enemies very well to succeed in this game, because otherwise you will be crushed very soon. And I will right now show you how soon that is. First, checkpoints and regenerating like checkpoints, I'd say, are these little bonfires, which are now pretty common, but later are going to be very sparse, and are going to regenerate your HP and HP, as well as letting you upgrade your armor, level up, tune your magic, and all the good stuff. Okay, so let's just head through this door. By the way, this game's art style is it's very quite unique and quite nice actually. I already enjoyed the art style for Demon Souls a lot, but this really looks really great. You can't see it right now. I'm trying to show you anything cool, but there is none. And later in the game, you will be able to see everywhere you'll go and everywhere you've been in every area, because it's all connected and it doesn't have any loading screens. Well, unless you die or load the game, but yeah, it's all very much connected, and you can see all the areas which you're going to pass through quite early on. Okay, do you see this asshole right up there? Yeah. You know what's coming. We have like this tiny broken sword. This giant fucking dude is coming right down. This is like seriously the second enemy you're running into in this game. This is From Software telling you, man, you better quit now or go all in, man. This game is no joke, eh? It's gonna beat you down if you're not very into it. Okay, so I don't know why I just lit this bonfire. We don't really need it. But let's just go on, hopefully find some new gear. Yeah, so this is like the game is not very straightforward with the mechanics and all the stats and numbers which you'll need to know to be really, really good at the game and really know all your facts. But in the beginning it tells you pretty much what you do to survive against these very, very simple enemies. So they just gave us a shield and told us, yeah, bro, pick up your shield, block some damage. Oh, by the way, we're playing offline right now, but usually you have these messages right here. These are developer messages, but you can also have them from other players if you turn on multiplayer. But for the sake of this Let's Play, I turned off multiplayer because I don't want to get raped by an invader, because there are many people, especially on the PC version, who just go all balls to the wall, hacking shit and using glitches and everything. I feel like cheating is the first step into quitting to play a game. That's just every time I cheat anywhere or hack or something. I usually don't hack, but you know, like simple cheats because you're bored. It's gonna ruin your game, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just play normally. And if you're too bad, well, too bad for you, man. It's just, if you can't beat the game, then don't play it or try harder. Don't cheat, man. That's...
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Yeah.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
I don't know what it is about the voicing in the game, but I really love the ambience and just how the voices echo in whatever room they are in, and just generally the voiceover is amazing. I really love the language and the voices. It all fits so well into the general atmosphere of Dark Souls. Okay, so this dude, well, actually, if you know any Souls game, talking to NPCs is pretty much your main source for information, tips, and lore about the game. Well, besides item descriptions, but if you want to go get anywhere, you better talk to every NPC you come to, and probably multiple times, and come back to them and see what they have to say to your items, because that's very, very helpful, especially if you're new to the game and playing it for the first time. Okay, so we're just taking out these dudes here. These fog walls work like a short. Well, they separate the areas and boss rooms from each others. And generally, if you step through one, which you suggest would be a boss room, because, well, you've played in the area for a long time and looks like it's leading to a boss fight, you better prepare beforehand and get stocked up on Estus and everything, and because boss fights are fucking tough, man. These dudes are gonna one-shot or two-shot you at the least. And talking about healing, this random NPC we just gladly came across actually gave us the most important item in the game, the Estus flask at the bottom, which I'm actually gonna drink here right now. And they recover quite a bit of HP. You can actually upgrade them quite a bit, I think, to +7, and at which they're going to heal you for, I think, almost double the time, double the amount which it heals right now. You can see with our new weapon gear, this dude is really not that tough anymore. He still is very tough, don't get me wrong. If you're planning on running through the game after you played it one time, man, too bad for you. This game is going to beat you down every time you're gonna play it, man. Just playing it through it once or twice maybe doesn't make you OP, man. It just it doesn't. See right here, if I just walk around the enemy, I cannot evade his attacks. He will hit me quite bad, and even if I stay behind him during his attacks, he will still get me. So what you can do in the game is you can block, like I do right here, which is usually quite effective against bosses. You can see it costs quite a bit of stamina to block his attacks, and actually still a lot of damage surpasses our shield, because this is a very shitty starter shield. What actually is more viable than that is rolling or dodging, which I am trying to be doing right here. But you will have to time it perfectly. It's quite tough. If you're a starter, fighting a type of enemy for the first time is going to be probably result in you dying because you don't know their attack patterns and their timing, because every enemy attacks in his own pace, and some might be very quick and this dude is pretty slow, so you'll have to adjust your dodging to his attacks. I'll finish him off right here. Yeah, so this was our first little boss. It's actually quite easy. If you can actually re-enter this area later on, and then there'll be another boss which is pretty similar to this Asylum demon. Actually below this floor which you're standing in right here. I could have shown you him through some bars at the very start when we exited our cell, but we'll do that probably in a few episodes when we'll come back to the Undead Asylum. So yeah, this has been the tutorial area, quite short for such a difficult and complex game. I think we'll stop it right here and start off in Lordran and at the Firelink Shrine in the next episode. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, enjoy the cutscene.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.